Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome back to another rec review. We've got one from our man Bigfoot, and he's sitting around 1,000 elo here, playing as the Catans. Another Catans game, which is unfortunate because we've done a lot of Catan reviews, but it's okay. So he's saying he's been having trouble getting to and staying above 1k. He wanted to get to 1,200 elo. Any advice is much appreciated. Feel free to be brutal with it. Okay. So we're allowed to be brutal. I like when they give you information for that because I do think, honestly, I think honesty and just straightforwardness is the best thing when it comes to being a coach or to receiving information. I'm the same way. If I'm learning something, I'd rather someone just tell me straight up. I don't have any ego with it, nor do I have any like personal opinions attached to my gameplay, right? And I think that's the correct approach. Let the coach be brutally honest. So that way you can soak in the correct and, the most amount of information. All right, so we're playing the Catans, which is a really strong civ, so we better make sure we're winning with this civ. We're going to pick it up. But I don't recommend you actually play too much of the Catans, because I think they're going to get nerfed quite soon. I mean, I know for a fact that it will get nerfed eventually. So I wouldn't get too comfortable with the food economy on the civ. All right. Yeah, honesty should definitely not just be me ripping on the guy. It should be objective as well. And not just like, oh, you're so bad. Really good scouting, by the way. You have very thorough scouting of your base, which is going to help you know exactly where to wall now. You can wall like this if you want to. You can wall like this if you want to. You have a really good understanding of your base, which I love. And you're keeping your ILTC time down. So, pretty good Dark Age, man. I would give you something like probably like for this elo, like a 9 out of 10 Dark Age. Just dropped to 8 out of 10 with that boiler. But still, 8 out of 10 Dark Age is not too bad. Pretty good. Alright, go for the lumber camp now. We're trying to click up. Ooh, 20 pop. Usually we're trying to click up around this point. Aha, that's the first mistake. Okay. That's the first mistake. So if you just review the build order here, we do 19 pop, which is something like 18 vills. You're at 21 vills now, 22 pop. Alright? And you're also doing it no loom. So in this case, you should definitely get loom. Because you're going up way too late. But the thing is, you should probably do something like 19 pop with loom. Alright, which like I said, is the 18 vil scout rush build. Why is that way better? It's because you get the stable down faster. And so by doing that, you're able to start pressuring your opponent faster. And you start making the farms faster. So everything happens faster. Now you're spending time in Dark Age, and there's no good reason for spending this time in Dark Age. So this would be considered a pretty big mistake, okay? Remember we talked about it, it's 8 on wood. 8 on wood. Oh, you want to go men-at-arms. Oh, okay. So you're not going scouts. Sorry, I completely thought you're just going to go for scout rush build. Oh, okay, so your men-at-arm build is not bad then. So forget what I said about the scout rush. This is fine. You could still go 1 or 2 builds earlier, but it's still reasonable. My bad. I completely forgot you could go men-at-arms with the civ. Okay, so fair enough. Gonna go for the militia. That's good. 3 militia, send them forward, and then we'll get the men-at-arm tech. We need another house, though. We're gonna get housed here. Alright. Nice. Usually I recommend you go build with 1 vil, because now you're just gonna have an extra vil kind of doing nothing here. This is actually... yeah, usually you always wall with 1 vil on each side. 2 vils walling together is very, very inefficient. For many reasons. And yeah, you want to start just getting the pastures down. You can get double bid axe if you want as well. Domestication as well is good. I was calling it domestication on my last games. And your opponent's going to start stonewalling. Ooh, interesting. We don't know this though. One thing I don't like about your scouting pattern though, when you found your opponent in Dark Age, you didn't do a loop around his base. Don't forget to loop around your opponent's base, guys. It's so important. Alright, and I see what you can do with the men-at-arms. This is basically just a generic men-at-arm rush. Catan don't really get anything special for it until we get forging, but still, I mean, it's still a good strategy. Alright, nice. I like that you backed out. You saw that you couldn't go for it, you just backed out, look for something else here, no problem. Good trades, just don't run it into the town center now. Excellent. Our opponent's getting wheelbarrow with no farms. That's really bad. It's the second time I catch our opponent doing that. You should not do that. Good. You're doing the right thing. You're adding in the pastures. Very good. Keeping your wood count low, which is what we want. After this meta arm rush, we have a bunch of options as far as follow-up goes. Nice. But even just like going up to castlage after this is more than good. This is fantastic. You're getting insane trades here. I want to just help you try to end this game early here. Alright. Okay, the trade's not so good because he's just hitting us from the back and we're doing nothing. Oh, what the hell happened? Why are you not looking at them? Wait, what happened there? Why did you just not look at our army for 30 seconds? Okay, so that was a mistake. I mean, you know that's a mistake, but I'm not worried about you making that mistake. I'm worried about why you didn't look at your army for 30 seconds straight. Normally, when you fix your economy for like 15 seconds, then you go check on your army. Especially if you're in a dangerous zone. Remember, I have a Patreon video on this. If you want to check on your economy, run your army away from danger zones. So just run them around, and then go back and check your economy for 30 seconds, 40 seconds straight. That's fine. Remember that. The Patreon video on how to play faster and how to pick your fights. Very important video. Because now we just lost our men at arms, and now we are on defense all of a sudden, whereas normally we could have stayed on offense for a little bit more. Alright, the next step in my opinion here is just to go up to castlage. Keep getting more pastures now, and then just work our way towards castlage, and then from there we can go for like step lancers, you know, CA, the really strong units that Khitans have access to. And remember, the faster we get up to castlage, the better it is for us. Excellent, you lost the scout, this is good. And we're almost up to castlage. You actually have potentially an insane castlage time coming, but I think you're gonna mess it up. I'll tell you why. If you get up to castlage when you're supposed to in like 30 seconds you click, you would win this game way too quickly. But I think it's not gonna happen. Too good to be true. Yeah. Now we're gonna be stuck here. No, we're gonna be stuck here forever. Make a second building. Please make a stable. We can already click. This is horrible. Sirens should be going on in your head right now. So we're going to be like 45 seconds late to the next stage because we forgot the stable. Also, the stable's at the back. Not the best position for it. And yeah, this is pretty bad. Bro, click up. Oh, there we go. It's like a minute and a half late to where we had the resources. Imagine a minute and a half of step lancers. So I'm going to take off a minute and a half to where your castle time is. All right, I'm going to show you something here. Fast forward. Minute and a half. Your castlage. You should have 2 stables by the time you get castlage. So you should have 2 stables here. All right. Your castlage right now. Your opponent's not done walling. If you send step lances here when you get the castlage at the right time, you win the game on the spot. This is what I'm telling you guys. Camera a little bit lower. This is what I'm telling you guys. A bit lower. There we go. When it comes to getting sirens in the background, they caught you. You're going to go to jail for this mistake. When it comes to getting a nice feudal age, transitioning to a faster castle time, that's how you win the game. Like, you win the game on the spot in early castle age most of the time. That's the whole point of getting a good feudal age. Is to extend your lead with a nice castle age time. And then early castle age, you pressure your opponent. Because castle age army, especially with Khitans, like step lancers with like +4 attack, 9+4, they destroy villagers. They destroy houses. They destroy everything. So now, because you're up a minute and a half late, he might be stonewalled by the time you get there. Also, I'm not entirely convinced you want to go step lancers here. Like, oh, you want to go step lancers? Like, sure, I'll make 1 stable step lancers on the side. No. If you're gonna go step lancers, I want to see you 2 stables commit to it. In this case, it seems like you're not gonna go for it. Yeah, with just 1 stable. You're caught between half a strategy here, and I really don't like this. Step lancer is a really strong unit, alright? So you get a second stable down, you pressure with 2 stable step lancers. That's the whole point of Khitans. It's one of the strongest things about the Civ. Alright? And you actually do damage to your opponent. You break through his walls, his house walls and whatnot, and you can end the game with this unit. But you going 1 stable here and just making a few of them at home doesn't do much for you at all. And actually, why are you mining stone right now? That doesn't make any sense either. We're getting up to castle age faster than our opponents, and we're not doing anything with this faster castle time. I have to rework how you see this game, Bigfoot, because you're not going to get up to castle age 2 minutes earlier and then just go up to stone. This stone will not pay back for minutes. And what do you even need the stone for? I'm not even convinced we need it right now, because we can afford a 3rd TC if you want it. You have the stone for it. So I'm not convinced this is doing anything for us. This is slowing us down. This is nonsense. You don't have a single good explanation for why you're doing this here. And you're also going out to attack 2 minutes too late. And our opponent is just stonewalling in that 2 minutes. So if you find no damage here, you're going to be, oh, my opponent's stonewalling. Watch back the wreck. Probably there's a hole here, by the way. I think there's a hole there. Probably not. But you watch back the wreck and you're like, oh, I had the time to attack. It's just that I wasted it just sitting back, right? Alright, still, that being said, it's still not bad. But I really want to put emphasis on this. Fast the castle, attack your opponent really fast. 2 stables, put the pressure. That's how you were going to try to win most games. And then afterwards, don't do things like this that don't make sense. Stick to the basics. Like, add in a town center if you want, a 3rd town center, add in a monastery. Spend your resources on what makes sense. Mining stone, when you're only on 2 TC, you have to have a very good explanation for it. Alright, because right now, it's like you just lost 5 vills. Until you spend the stone, it's like you lost 5 vills and you lost 100 wood on the mining camp. Because you're not spending the stone on anything. You understand what I mean? Does that make sense? Hope I'm making myself clear here. Gonna go out here, make a town center out there. Man, not sure why you're doing that. Why not just right here on the gold, right? Like, when have you ever seen me be walled with 2 TC and then went out this far to make a town center here when I could have just made one right here? Keep it compact, tight, less risk. Little things like that. But I will say you're doing good overall. Especially your early game was fantastic, and you got some step lancer raids in. So you're doing good overall. You're actually winning the game quite heavily. Like, your opponent's the guy. If this guy sent in the rec review, I'd be roasting him. I'd probably just send it back and send him a refund, because you can't rec review someone who's stonewalling the whole map like this. Not really a strategy. With all due respect, of course. But yeah, you're doing quite well. Much better than your opponents. But it could just be way better, is my point. Alright, now we're on 3 TC. Your opponent's stonewalled. You killed a couple vills. At this point, I'd rather see you just boom towards Imperial Age. Maybe get a castle here and then play from there. At this point, there's no point forcing anything in Castle Age. Pikeman, not a bad choice. You saw Camel. Completely fine to go Pikeman here. Oh, there was a hole here, I think. Yeah, there was a hole here. I was right about that. Nice. I'm rarely right about that. Good to be right. Siege Workshop. Okay, fair enough. Probably just heading towards Castle Age. Actually, you're playing fantastic right now. The last couple minutes really suited you. Just booming. I think you're idling your TC a bit too much, but you're just booming. Setting up some pikeman defense. Why not? Oh, no. Why? Why? What are we scared of? We have the pikemen. Why do you think you need a castle here? You know these guys are just camels, right? So why did you make the pikemen if they're not going to defend you? Like, in your mind, you made the pikes and you still don't feel safe? So why did you make the pikes? So my point here is that if you have the pikemen and you're also walled, you can push back with the pikes. The whole goal here was to push back with the pikes and then use this castle to secure the middle of the map. It's way better, right? Especially against a guy that's fully stonewalled. Castle that's able to knock down the walls is huge. But now this castle at the back really does not help us. Really does not help us until like late game. So it's not a bad choice, but it's a wasted opportunity. Wasted potential. Lamellar armor. You know what? Fine. It does something, so it's fine. I think it's a waste here because you probably can spend it on something better. But my rule is spend it on anything that makes sense, and technically that makes sense because it does play a role here. I think you're playing overly scared as well, like trying to really re-wall everything. If Fire Lance is out, Fire Lance is a pretty good choice here as well. Okay. So again, the castle's not bad. Like, in a vacuum, it's not a bad castle. It's on a hill defensively, near a stone, near a lot of your farms. It's a good castle. I just feel like you could have had a lot more potential with your first castle. Going for Pikeman Fire Lancer gameplay with some Niao Daos. Very good mix of infantry. I like it. It's a good option. And now you're just booming up. Again, way too much idle TC. Get into the habit of using the select all TC and spamming vills. You should always be doing that, okay? Get a hotkey, select all TCs, and spam the vills. Excellent fights. Oh, beautiful fight. You lost 0 units there. That's amazing. Now, we want to win the game. How do we win the game? My opinion, we have a nice vill lead. Score is looking good. Can we just go up to Imperial Age? Go up to Imp and just win the game in Imperial Age. Probably the best call. Go up to 200 pop. No point of forcing anything in Castle Age. He's tail between his legs, fully stonewalled. You can just take the relics here. Just set things up for yourself. What I'm scared is that we're gonna, like, waste a lot of time, and then our opponent will win the late game. I'm so scared of that. I'm like traumatized, in fact. You're actually kind of melting that gate because your units are so strong because you have the +4 attack. You're actually melting the gate. That's crazy talk. Opponent's in CA. Nice. He has ballistics, so that's pretty dangerous actually. You can go for Imperial Age. So when you get to Imperial Age, remember standard Imperial Age practices. Pick your composition, not 20 different units. One gold unit, your main unit. One support unit, which is usually a trash unit. All right, and then one siege unit that's good against buildings. That's your comp. So just pick it right now on the way up to on the way up to Imperial Age. Pick your comp, and then once you pick your comp, you fully upgrade it, get to 200 pop, and push. You can push before 200 pop, but that's gonna be like the main game plan at least. Some in the chat said these are the walls I made when I was 10. Yeah, it looks really safe, but these walls are actually so bad. Because it's one layer of walls. Once the guy breaks one layer anywhere, he's into your base. So like, walling the whole map actually just doesn't matter. Alright, so what's your gameplay here? You have a lot of resources. Have you picked your comp here? So this is what I talked about wasting time. You didn't pick your comp, so we're wasting time. And your opponent will just slowly start to catch up. You're going to give him so much time to catch up. Yeah. And this might be the worst thing you've done all game, by the way. Everything else is like a little mistake, but right now this is a major mistake. The fact that your opponent has map control over you and you're in Imperial Age is ridiculous. And you see how this castle was in the back? If it was here, he would not be able to do this. How are you not ready? This is the thing. How are you not ready to push? You have so much res. What are you waiting for is my question to you. You know what I mean? You're gonna go skirms, but doesn't it feel weird to you that you're up to Imperial Age and you're gonna go skirms when your opponent's in Castle Age? You know what I mean? Like, he's dictating what you're supposed to do. You're on skirms defending some guy who's Castle Age. Doesn't that feel weird? It's like some guy is literally 4 feet in real life. He's 4 foot. He's like 40 kilograms. He's skin and bone. And you're scared of him attacking you. And meanwhile, you're 6'5", built 200 kilograms, pure muscle. And you're scared he's going to attack you. It doesn't make any sense. You establish yourself on the map, spend your resources, and start pushing. Because if you let him attack you and you start defending, he's getting so much time. He's building on that muscle. Suddenly he's 70 kilograms. Oh shit, he's not 4 foot anymore. He's actually 6 foot now. And now it's an even fight. You know, he's 100 kilograms. He's gonna get up there. You know what I mean? So that's the problem. Don't let your opponent time to get back in the game when you're so strong yourself. And also, you're not following the basic principles of also always making villas, because if you did, you'd be already at 200 pop, but you're not following those. So like, it's just like things going wrong like that. But my point is, if you wanted to go skirms, just go skirms, but establish yourself forward first, okay? Establish yourself forward first. Like Kev, Step Lancer. Couldn't you have made this choice 5 minutes ago? You want Elite Step Lancer? Couldn't it have just been done 5 minutes ago and you win the game? With +4 armor Elite Step Lancers? You just chase this guy around, put those Cav Archers on a leash, and just win the game? Your opponent just gets so much time to get up to Imperial Age. The last 10 minutes is why you're stuck at 1000 yellow. 100%, by the way. 100%. If you fix the last 10 minutes of like just imp in general, you'd be way stronger as a player. And now we're actually going to lose the fight. Why? Because we spent so much time making skirms, our opponent just on Elite Step Lancer. I completely missed it, but take a look at this fight. Because we didn't pick our composition early, we have Hussar, Skirm, Step Lancers. Because we didn't pick our composition early, we're on just random units here that are hard to control, so you take a bad fight because you can't really control them. It's a bunch of different units. And we ended up losing the fight. And this is such a shame. Like, I can't believe our opponent won with this kind of gameplay. It's really quite a shame. Also, you shouldn't make Hussar. Like, where's your gold unit here? What's our gold unit? What's our main unit? What are we playing for here? How do we win? Hussar with Katana, it's a 75 HP unit. It's not very good. I would have much rather see you pick a main unit, make it right away, and then push with that one. We did none of the late game principles we had to. None of them. Which of the late game Catan comp be? I'm going to talk about that at the end of the game, because I want to talk about something else first. But At this point, I mean, we're just dead. Just fast forward. See what happens. Our opponent just gets full, because now our opponent has all these walls that are actually good now because it's in late game. So it's like he made those walls earlier, which is supposed to be really bad, but then because we made some mistakes, we stall out. And then now the walls are actually insane. And yeah, we just call it out. So GG. Okay, so I want to talk about a few things. Step number 1. I think you're misplaying by booming with Catans. It's literally not a fair civ. You get up to castage, you go Iron casting Step Lancer, and you destroy your opponent. So by you messing about in castage with just one stable at the back, Step Lancer doing nothing, adding TC, not doing a whole lot, you're not using your civ correctly. It's just not a good game plan. If you want to boom, you can just do something else with it. You know what I mean? All right. Sorry, if you want to boom, just pick another civ. But if you're gonna pick Catans, you want to be using the Step Lancer like every game. It's literally overpowered. All right, so this is just a horrible mistake. Secondly, like look at the ILTC 114. 8 minutes of ILTC. Like this is 8. What's 8 minutes of ILTC? So let's say 7 minutes. You had 7 minutes. 25 seconds of villager. Let's say 30 seconds of villager. You're 14 vills behind minimum. Minimum 14 vills behind. On just by the way, not like all the ILTC, just the 7 minutes you got when you got the 2 TC. We're 14 villagers minimum behind compared to what we had to be. Fast forward more, 12. So now it's another 7 vills behind. 15, another 7 vills behind. So 7 plus 7 plus 14, it's like around 30 vills. We should be at 100 vills here, minute 30, 100 vills. Just standard booming. Not by the way, by adding in extra town centers, just by what you had. If you didn't idle your town centers, you'd have 100 villagers way earlier. So my point is here, if you want to go for the boom, you could do it a lot better by just getting a select all TC hotkey, constantly making villagers, not panicking so much to enemy pressure. But I don't even think that's the correct game plan with Catans. I think you should pressure him earlier. Now, someone asked in the chat, what's the correct game plan with Catans in late game? You still have decent options. My opinion, the best comp you can get to is something like Step Lancer Skirm, or you can do something like Heavy CA plus Hussar, or you can do something like Liao Dao Skirm. All right, you have like 3-4 really good combos that you can go for, that in my opinion are very solid. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.